I asked you guys to send in your gaming and streaming setups, and once again, you guys delivered. Jumping right into our first submission, we have a setup by TronPlays, as we can tell by his channel on his laptop screen. He's also running a 144 Hz LG monitor with a digital PlayStation 5 somewhere hiding amongst the setup. We can't see it. It's probably under the desk. We can see the plates that were removed. To the right of that, we can see the Blue Yeti mic connected to a microphone stand attached to his desk. And he did note to me that he's using a budget video capture device to record his gameplay, which is awesome because you don't always need to spend a whole bunch of money on expensive capture cards. But bro, I'm loving the aesthetics of your setup. The RGB keyboard and mouse combination is really sick and clean. Great touch within a condensed room like this to add the RGB lights behind your desk or monitor, because it really makes your whole setup glow even more. And you can control it easily with that light switch controller, which honestly, low key, it's easier to use than having to pull up an app every time. Only thing I'd recommend for you, dude, is to figure out the cable management situation, because since your cables are kind of coming up and above the desk around the monitor stand, it's kind of like out in the open a little bit. So if you can contain those a little bit, this setup will be looking very, very clean. Next, we got a setup from OP Ninja, and this dude has a 3-monitor setup, gaming headset, PlayStation 4 controller, which is kind of looking rigged up. I've never seen a controller look like this, so you can elaborate on that if you want. Giant Pikachu. Yo, this is so random. I don't know what's going on in the front of Pikachu, but maybe that's where your tools are to where you can make those tweaks to your gaming equipment. Next up, we have a setup from Ashton Howard. Now, there's a lot going on just within this corner of the room where we're seeing this picture, but it all fits together somehow. It looks really pleasing to the eye. Maybe that's due to the rainbow effect I'm seeing from the PlayStation and from the RGB keyboard, which, like, RGB everything, just give it to me. And for more lights, we see the Christmas type lights coming down the corner side of the wall in a pink color. Now, your guess is as good as mine to what this yellow lit figure is. But to the right of that, we can see your Echo. You also have an Xbox controller, so I assume you own an Xbox as well. And we can see what looks to be a Switch on the far right side. I can see that you're a content creator yourself, as you do own a blue snowball connected to a microphone stand. And this is awesome, guys. If you have a mic stand, you can adjust it to any position that you need, so that way you can get the best voice quality from yourself into your microphone. Now, Ashton had a couple bonus pictures for her setup, and it's of the kitty cat. What a sweet little thing. I've been growing on cats. My girlfriend owns a cat, so I'm not so against them. I mean, at least when I'm not having like some allergy issues with them. But what a sweet cat. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Next setup is a video submission by Mr. Damon19. And he's got a very sick chair here, the X-Rocker PlayStation 2.0. I didn't even know PlayStation released their own chair. It can play out sounds, all that good stuff. You got a very organized gaming collection here as well. Few figurines. There's a whole simulated fireplace up in here too. Got some books on the shelf. Now we're turning to the TV, which is looking real clean. Loving that. Of course, we gotta love the RGBs in the computer tower. This baby is looking very fine and slick. He let me know that the processor in his computer is an i7-4790K with an RTX 2060 12GB dual graphics card. We can also see the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4 with the Nintendo Switch hidden on the left side on the bottom of the TV stand. But dude, very nice setup. This reminds me like of a man cave gaming room, and I'm loving the vibes. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Damon. The next setup here is coming from Nurse Redbeard, and bro, I gotta give you an applause. You get an applause from me, bro. You get an applause from me. Look at the cable management. Where are the cables? I don't see a single cable. Okay, we see cables, but look how tightly knit it is. Nurse Redbeard says that this is a simple setup, no fancy RGB, just some key lights, a black Blue Yeti microphone, which we can see on the right side. In the middle, we can see an iPad, which he says he uses for chat and watching MidnightMan videos, it seems. The monitor above that is an LG 32-inch QHD 144Hz 1440p display, which he has connected to his PlayStation 5 disc version console. And good news, bro, 1440p is officially out for the PlayStation 5. So get it while it's hot. It's hot right now and it looks beautiful. I see that you're grinding some Fortnite streams on your YouTube channel, so keep it going, bro. I hope you're having fun with it. You definitely have the tools in place to make some very quality content, from the microphone to the nice lighting setup it's all working out for you. Some little things that we can find on your desk is the Nintendo Switch and all the little figurines and pop figures across your desk as well. Even the car is looking cool. Little Jeep there. You must be a Jeep guy. And you must like Deadpool because I'm seeing him in at least 3 different places here. And that might be a Deadpool mug on the back there. I mean, it can't confirm, but it might. You even got a Marvel and Spider-Man poster right above your setup. All around awesome setup, dude. This is like the perfect example of a great gaming setup that is non-RGB. The next setup is from a fun production, and we can see that he's kind of going for the red RGB effect. We see it in the computer tower. I see it in the keyboard. And we also see it in the HyperX microphone. I can tell that he submitted this when I announced it in the Fall Guys stream because I see my stream pulled up on the phone all the way over there on the right side with the chat and everything. And then he's playing in my custom game. But bro, I found an older setup submission from yours. You've upgraded from the laptop game to the PC tower game, but can we take a look at this guy's speakers? This man can throw a house party rager. Next setup we have is coming from DMoney, and it might be hard to tell right off the bat, but this guy has 3 different systems running on his desk. On the left side, we can see that he has a monitor set up with this PlayStation 5. In the middle, we can see that that is a iMac computer with the web camera on top. So this is definitely your main streaming computer. You're running OBS on it with your custom stream overlays. Bro, that is awesome. A lot of people don't even know how to make their own stream overlays, or they just outsource it. So it's really cool that you've made the leap and learned how to make some yourself. To the right side of your setup, you have an additional laptop computer. This thing is hanging on the edge. I know you guys with the tighter desk space like to spread things out a little bit, but just be careful. Also, I'm peeping the mic with the microphone stand on the desk. That's definitely the way to run it. And I see under the desk that you have a little headphones rack. That is super convenient. I could honestly use something like that myself because my headphones are always just laying around randomly. We have another video submission, and this one is by Wavy James. Ooh, he's got the purple aesthetic vibe going. More RGB, we gotta love it. I see the PlayStation shapes on the right there. We have his MacBook set up. The camera he's running on the left there is a Sony A7S, which is one of the top cameras that you can have. So that's a nice one, man. We see your PlayStation 5, and we got the Nipsey Hussle poster. What an icon there. And then we also see that he has an on-air light up button there as well on the wall. He's got a wavy sign. Pretty cool, dude. Really well put together setup, man. The aesthetics just look so clean and on point. You have so much room in this setup to work with. It's not messy. I'm thinking you might be able to find a place to put that PlayStation 5 so that it's not just tight on your desk. You could pick up a Rise monitor stand to put your PlayStation 5 securely on the floor. It's kind of hidden, but I also want to point out the whiteboard you have to the right of your setup. That can be so handy when you're writing out ideas to do on stream or content to make, videos, things you just need to get done. It's a great organizational tool that not a lot of people think about. So thank you so much for submitting this setup, Wavy James. It was a dope one. Next setup is from Sign, and they say, my setup. That is a beautiful setup. The next setup comes from Red Twin X2, and he's got a setup with a curved monitor with the web camera up in the front. You can also see that he has a PlayStation 5 controller with a PC to the right of that. It also looks like he might be running the Elgato HD60X capture card, as that looks like it's coming in from the back of the monitor. I think this room could use some more light or some light variation just to give the room some definition, because your typical ceiling light that probably is yellow never looks all that great. If you can bring in some additional light sources, doesn't just have to be RGB, that'll really help amplify the look that you get through the web camera. PMAT has a video for us. In TikTok fashion, we have more figurines from Zelda. Looks like some Pokemon characters as well. Oh my goodness. The action. Oh, he also has the PlayStation shapes. You got the RGB, the lights, the keyboard. Whether we're looking at the daytime or the nighttime setups, our brother PMAT has his setup together in style. The next setup here comes from Safuchi, and they have a new 16-inch M1 MacBook Pro with an Elgato HD60X capture card. The monitor is a Samsung Odyssey G7 connected with the PlayStation 5 console. In front of that, we can see the Yeti microphone with the Arctis Nova Pro wired headset. And above everything, we can see the Samsung 4K TV, which he told me he uses for gaming and not for streaming. Which, if you think about it, that makes a lot of sense, because the majority of streamers out there, they game close close up to their entire setup. This guy has a web camera, and if he's playing on his TV, he would be much further away from that camera versus if he was playing a little bit closer up to that Odyssey monitor. My other thought with this setup is that with the chair, does that conform to your back at all, or does it change positions? Because I can only imagine if you're looking at your monitor that you might be bending forward a lot just so you can stay in position to game. I like the touch of having the Elgato key light there, as that's gonna light up your face very nicely. Below that, we can see the Elgato Stream Deck, which is so handy to have, guys. This is like one of the most underrated components of a setup, and I didn't understand that until I picked up a Stream Deck. But you can have so much control over things on your stream without having to manually click and do them. Also, I'm liking the plant on the right side of your setup because it doesn't just make everything in your setup just tech stuff and plastic, even though the plant is probably fake, which means it's made out of plastic, but you know what I mean? It gives the feeling of nature and the tech world coming together in one place. But overall, this is a really nice looking setup. Thank you so much for submitting, Sufachi. Up next, we have a video submission by Crawford Small. We can see the GT Force gaming chair, and look at these displays, guys. Like, this is so appealing to my eyes right now. And then you have the PC tower build with all of those RGB lights spinning inside. Like, this is so crazy. PlayStation 5 on the left there. The monitors on top of each other. You have them stacked. Hello, doggy. How's it going? Bro, oh gosh, I'm still sick. Oh my goodness, all the action figures too. Jeez, man, this place is together. It's on another level. And you got the TV in behind you, plus all of the shoes, Nike shoes, which look really good together, by the way. Oh my goodness, man. This room, I just, like, with its aesthetic and the white look with all the colors, it just really pops. This part of the video passed fast, but Crawford, you got action figures on top of action figures, and these are in good shape. The action figures I had was just beat up from playing with it too much. You put a really nice simple touch here by using the cactus and those little white pots to the left and right sides of the PlayStation shapes that are lit up. And then below that, we can see that you have your games stacked up and organized with your Nintendo Switch in front of that. And then you got your G Fuel energy because, bro, you gotta stay hype and you have to stay focused when you're gaming. This is a really well done bedroom gaming setup. I will definitely be taking some ideas from here and adding it to my future studio that I will eventually have. Next up, we have a setup from Bill Cooper, and he's just on his laptop watching another MidnightMan stream. I mean, what other streams would you be watching on YouTube, honestly? Looking at this laptop, it appears to be a Razer laptop, which if that's the case, Bill, you got a great laptop for watching and editing videos, even streaming, playing games, all that good stuff. So definitely a nice device. I wish I had a laptop as powerful as that one growing up, but hey, my Toshiba did the trick. I was grateful to have it. It was just a laggy, slow mess. Next up, we have Aqua A's setup, and they have a computer with a GTX 750 Ti, 8GB of RAM, and an i5 8th generation processor. Can I first just give you a shout out for how cool your desktop backgrounds look? These are so vibrant and nice looking. You even got the RGB keyboard and mouse to go along with it, and I think it's really good that you spread out your setup here. You didn't decide to just cram it all into a really tight space. You found what it looks to be a coffee table to kind of spread that space out, giving you a little bit more real estate for your desk. Now, I can't tell what it is in this picture, but what is to the left of your computer here? It's either a safe, maybe it's a toaster? It can't be a toaster. You wouldn't actually do that, or would you? And finally, we have a setup from DizzyBitty. They just got a new microphone, which you can see on the bottom right-hand side. Behind that is a PlayStation 5 controller, along with a Switch, an Astro A10 headset, an Xbox controller, and a PlayStation 5 console. In the middle of all that, we can see you have a Naruto headband and the Naruto wallet, which you must be a Naruto fan. Definitely a great anime and series. We grew up on that. You were in last year's video, but I wanted to include yours again to see how far you've come. So before, you were just playing on your PlayStation 4, you were just looking for tips, and now you're all the way to playing on a PlayStation 5 and streaming directly off of that console. Still the same table, but you've upgraded a bunch of items here. But what's going on with the microphone here? It's being held by duct tape. Is it too loose? Is it not screwing in? Is it not the right attachment? I would check that out just to make sure you're not on stream one day and it just plops out. But hey man, your setup is looking good. It's come a long way. Appreciate you sharing, DizzyBitty. What a fun video, guys. This was crazy, and it would not have been possible without your help and the people that submitted their setups. So I want to give one more thank you to those of you guys that stayed to the end, and that's a giveaway for my Elgato HE60X capture card. I'm not using it anymore. It's literally just sitting in my drawer, so I'm willing to send this to anybody that comments the word Falopa. Yeah, Falopa. Put that in the comment section below, and I will choose someone random to give the HE60X capture card to. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like it up, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.